Hello, my name is Thomas O'Regan, and over the last 3.5 years, me and my wife have built an 11 property portfolio. Now, I just wanted to talk about one aspect of building that's important to understand when it comes to building a property portfolio, and that is having cash buffers in place. Okay, so obviously, not obviously to everyone, but when you purchase properties, there is going to be things that you need to buffer for. You need to create an account that has extra money in it so that you can continue successfully investing without having any unnecessary cash contributions or unnecessary defaults on your mortgage. Now, for me, or for the type of properties that I like to buy, I like to have about $5,000 buffer per property, for the type of properties that I like to buy. But if you're buying higher value properties or different types of properties like commercial properties or $1 million properties, you might want to have a higher cash buffer than me. But for the type of properties I buy, if I'm buying like a $300,000 two-bedroom unit, I will only need or want a $5,000 buffer because, for one, the property's positive cash flow, so the $5,000 cash buffer that I have in there to start off with will grow, and I never that's all good for me. Anyway, so here's how you sort of get an idea of how. Here's a good way to decide how much cash buffer you should have in your account. So I like to either have like 3 to 6 months of mortgage repayments in the account in case the tenant doesn't pay. Or here's another way of measuring it is I like to have like 5 or 10%. Let's just call it. Obviously, it depends on the property value and the type of asset you're investing in. But another good rule of thumb is to have like 5 to 10% cash buffer in the property of the property's value. And it's, if for example the property goes, you buy it in year one and it's 500K, and then in year three the property's worth 700K or whatever, you don't really need to increase your cash buffer, but 5% when you purchase the property is a good cash buffer to have when you start. Now, this is something I found, as I get more comfortable with property investing. But when you start, you generally want to have a larger cash buffer than you would think. But typically, as time goes on, you probably reduce your cash buffer, in terms of the amount, and in terms of when you grow your property portfolio larger, you might want to reduce it there as well. Like for example, when I had like as I said, like to have a $5,000 cash buffer when I purchase a property. But as I build up my portfolio from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 properties, the actual likelihood of an issue going wrong with every single property at the same time isn't as great. So the amount of cash buffer that I have is higher, but it's less than it would be if I had $5,000 for buffer for each property. And I guess it's just something that you guys are going to have to learn for yourself how much cash buffer you feel comfortable with. But I just put out a few rules of thumb to start off with this video of how to start thinking about it. But obviously every property is different and you need to do something that you're comfortable with. And like the real reason I'm making this video is because I find some people just don't even think about putting a buffer in place at all. And if you're investing for the first time, it is 100% something you need to do. It's like a non-negotiable. You must have a buffer when you purchase property, and there's no way around that. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna head, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.